welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all for hanging with me on this Sunday. So this is the time of year where if you have a bunch of cover in your lake, you're going to lose a lot of it if it's grass, and the fish are going to start spreading out. If you live on a steeper, more highland type lake, you're going to have to cover a bunch of water to get your bait in front of the fish. So for that reason, you're going to hear a lot about a buzzbait, and I love a buzzbait this time of year. But a buzzbait only works on those more calm days. When you get a bunch of wind and you try to go back and catch those buzzbait fish, and you ask your buddy or your buddy asks you and they said, "Did you catch them buzzbaiting?" You'll say, "No, I didn't. I had to pick up a spinnerbait because it got too windy." So these two baits work really good on the same types of fish. So that's why it's always important to be a good spinnerbait fisherman and have some spinnerbaits ready to go. So I'm going to talk about burning a spinnerbait, because when you think about spinnerbait fishing earlier in the year, it's all about slow rolling it, keeping it down in the water column, because those bass are on the bottom of the lake. This time of year, they are looking up. Their eyes are on the top of their head, and most of the bait fish is near the surface. So it's all about keeping it above their head. And I really like to burn it because the fish have been educated. They're not easy to catch. And if they just get a little glimpse of it, they're more likely to bite it than if they can really see it good. So you have all the attributes of a spinnerbait that you have earlier in the year. They can feel that vibration, but more so about that flash or just that quick glimpse imitating a bunch of small shad. So the buzzbait thing for me is probably a better bite when you can get on it, because you can fish it in more conditions. So on your calm days, rather, buzzbait all the way, and I can fish it a little bit faster. It's easier to fish. Just throw it out, reel it back in. But your cadence is almost going to be pretty similar. As fast as you're reeling that buzzbait on a calm day is how you want to fish that spinnerbait on a windy day. So when it's buzzbait fishing, there's a bunch of different color combinations. I talked about this a little bit the other day, but I've missed a couple of them. So black on black, a really good combination, works in different situations. I like it on really sunny days, but that doesn't mean that I also haven't caught a bunch of fish on your more natural colors or with your silver blades on those sunny days, or even white on sunny days in a little bit more stained water. So black on black, that's what I'm going to try when I go through the progressions of buzzbaits. A smaller trailer, like a little swim bait, silver blade. I will also put a horny toad on there with a silver blade. The gold blade is going to work with white and black. So you can put a black horny toad on a gold blade. You can put a white horny toad. This is an accent buzzbait. I've talked about it a little bit. I typically throw it on anywhere from 30 to 50 pound braid, and I just like the sound of the accent. So anytime I'm fishing a full-size buzzbait, they make one size. It's 5/16. It's perfect. It's got that bigger blade on it. This is just standard buzzbait fishing. This is what I'm going to typically start with, unless I'm in a really unique situation, like I know they like a really small buzzbait, or it's the post spawn where they just get a little bit weird. I'll maybe start with the smaller buzzbait. Maybe I'm way up a river, fishing pressure, so that's when I may go to the little one, but the normal size catches a lot of fish. So the clacker, or the one that hits the head, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this or not. That one's really good in the post spawn. That one catches a lot of big fish. It'll give me, a little bit more noise, obviously, but that's when I get like a wild hair that I think I need to be throwing one that makes some noise. Has a little more pulling power, but I just like the sound of that other one. That other one has a really good jingle bell-like sound, and that's going to be the one that I'm going to throw most of the time. But you can't forget about the one that's banging into the head, and I want to say this one's called a racket buzz. I don't have a whole lot of these left. Now let's talk about the spinnerbait situation, because your buzzbait bite will die when you have too much wind. And this is a really big deal on highland reservoirs, because highland reservoirs are going to typically have a little stretch of a big bank that has a lot of the fish on it. So you may be fishing quickly, burning through there, and then you'll come to a maybe where the rocks kind of come out a little further, some type of little flat within that steeper bank where a lot of those fish are going to relate to. And I really like the spinnerbait. So the spinnerbait is not only going to work and the windy parts of the day, but it's also going to work first thing in the morning. And this is typically a very clear water type situation, which most highland reservoirs, especially this time of year, are fairly clear. So I have a couple different blade combinations with my spinnerbait when I'm burning it. It's going to always be willow leaves, and it's going to be a heavier spinnerbait. So your half ounce is as light as I'm going to go. You can go up to your 3/4. I really like a mini me spot sticker because a lot of that weight is down in the shank of the hook, and I feel like that weight keeps that bait level. I don't have to put a trailer on it, and I can fish it fast. So it's all about speed. And I like painted blades for this technique. Even in clear water, I know I'm not getting the flash, but white blades are really going to give that a good color, a real natural appearance. So painted blades, this is when I like them. I can fish them fast. So painted blades for me is always about speed. Your translucence on your real natural calm are your days where the water's real clear. You can just see your spinnerbait when it's coming back to the boat. If it's real windy, that's when you want to add a little bit of chartreuse. But again, I really like those painted blades. And then you can't spinnerbait fish without just your normal gold blade, silver blade. So typically it's going to be 2 willow leaves, even though that's going to be tricky to throw in the wind. You can put a Colorado blade on there. That's going to let you feel your bait. Maybe you're fishing around some chopped up grass. There's something in the water that may be following up your blades that you want to know that your blades are still turning. So I typically go somewhere around a 4.5 size willow leaf, and that's perfect. And again, you're fishing this the same speed that you're fishing that buzzbait. You're throwing it out. You're not letting it hardly sink at all. You're winding, and a lot of times I'm popping that rod. So burn, 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 and while I'm burning it, you're almost giving it like the Alabama shake, but your rod tip is down, and you're fishing it out of sight, but you are fishing it fast. You are turning the 7-1 as fast as you can, and you're popping that rod, making that bait pulse. And again, this is clear water type situations, but this will work pretty much everywhere. I mean, as long as you have 2 feet of visibility, this is going to work. And again, bass are looking up. The most natural place for anything is above their head right now. So buzzbait, spinnerbait, and quickly, because these fish have seen a lot of baits, they will track your bait and not eat it if they get too good of a look at it. So don't let them see it. Let them feel it. Let them know it's there, but don't let them get too good of a look at it. Try that, guys. Burning a spinnerbait and a buzzbait, one of my favorite techniques as we get into this tougher part of the fall.